Good morning, friends. I welcome you all once again in the lecture of BOC Financial Market and Services. Okay, my subject is Indian Financial System. In the last lecture, we studied about NBFI. NBFI is the Non-Banking Financial Institute. I shared the video again on the group, which will help you to note down the notes because in that video, the PPT is to be seen clearly. Okay, now it is the fourth content of the first chapter is which are the regulatory authority in the financial market. Because when we studied about the Indian financial system, you know, the Indian financial system is made up of financial institutions, financial instruments, financial services and financial market. And to control that tools of the Indian financial system, regulatory authorities require. Regulatory authority म्हणजे नियंत्रण करणारे कोणतरी असले पाहिजेत. If there is a controller on you, if the controller is appointed on you, then only you can work smoothly. आणि मग for that purpose regulatory authority is we have to study in the lecture. Okay, first of all I again revise what is the Indian financial system. Indian financial system is consist of one, Indian banking system, that is the financial institutes. Next one is the financial intermediate, or you can say the financial market. Third one is financial instrument, and last one is financial market. And as per their classification, there are regulators. Because when it comes to the financial system, guys, there should be the requirement of regulatory authority. Again, I will share that PPT, but here you have to first listen the lecture carefully, which will clear what is the meaning of regulatory authority in the Indians. Okay, as per the Van Horn, the financial system is allocated with the saving efficiency in the economy to ultimate user, either for the investment in the real asset for the consumption. When you accept the deposit, guys, the money from the consumer, you are liable to him. How the people can trust on this Indian financial system and your institution when accept the deposit, that there should be the mutual trust. The customer should have the trust that that particular financial institutes or the authority or any financial market give me my money back after the maturity. That surety, that trust can be generated if there is regulatory authority. Okay, so the financial system of the country is the institutional framework exists to facilitate the flow of fund. Why we establish the Indian financial system, guys? Because we require the flow of fund, and that fund is useful for the development of economy. So the fund from the household who save the part of their income, their business firm in the for the investment purpose only. When you accept the deposits from the person in the bank, or let we take the example the investment in the financial institution, when the people invest the money, they always think about the returns, and this is your priority, that the investor should get their money back with their benefits, and hence the regulatory authority was established. It is the composition of various institutions like market, regulations, law, practices, money manager, analyst, transactions, and claim liabilities. Thus, the main function of the financial system is the collection of saving and their appropriate distribution. And are you doing your work clearly? It should be supervised by somebody, and hence the regulatory authority are established. Why there is a need of regulation? The regulation is the major aspect of the financial system. Financial system is regulations to the establishment of the certain rule and policy to guide them or to supervise them. What are the objects of the regulatory financial institution? One is the sustaining confidence in the financial market is one of the most important objective of the regulatory body. Means sustenance of the confidence. जे कोणी इन्व्हेस्टर्स तुमच्यामध्ये पैसे गुंतवतात त्यांना एक कॉन्फिडन्स राहिला पाहिजे कायमस्वरूपीचा की बाबा मी ह्यामध्ये पैसे गुंतवलेले आहेत आणि माझे पैसे मला विथ बेनिफिट्स रिटर्न्स मिळणार आहेत. हा एक confidence if you want to create amongst the investors, for that regulatory authority is required. Regulatory body need to ensure the most suitable level of a consumer. Regulatory body is needed, okay, for the suitable level of a consumer. The third one is the encouraging the public awareness about the financial market through imparting the educational program is also the main object of the regulation. Means, let me take the example of financial market. Most of the people are not interested to invest their money in the financial market, and if the people not invested the money in the financial market, we will fail to generate the fund flow, and we will face the inadequate capital in the economy. We will fail to the capital generation in the economy, and so that regulatory authorities are established to create the awareness amongst the people regarding investments. Means it encourage the people how to invest the money, how they get the benefit of it. Means encouragement of the public awareness is to be done by that particular regulatory authority. And the last one is the financial regulation are designed for the purpose of reducing financial crimes and frauds. When it comes to the money, guys, when it is, after all, it is a money matter, so the fraud scams are happens. Means these are the drawbacks of the particular financial system, but this regulatory authority help us to control such a types of scams, crimes, or the frauds is done in the financial system. We heard about the various scams which is done in the financial market. You heard about the the scam which is done by that particular young person, was name, I don't remember actually, but he was a CA and he done the biggest scam in the financial market. Means such a scam is the part of the financial market, but there is a regulatory authority who help us to control such types of scam can be happen. Okay, now we will study about the regulatory financial institution. In India, the financial system is regulated by the independent regulator. In India, for the banking there is separate regulator, for the insurance there is separate, for financial market there is separate regulator. It is associated with the field of insurance, banking, and commodity in the capital market. It also is the field of pension fund. The Indian government is also known as the paying significant role to controlling in the field of financial security. Okay, now we will focus on the controlling authority for RBI, a controlling authority for banking sector. For banking sector, Reserve Bank of India is the apex institute. Okay, Reserve Bank of India is the apex monetary institute. It was established in the last lecture. We already studied about the RBI. It was established in the 1935 according to Act of Reserve Bank Act 1934, and it was nationalized in 1949. The RBI is the financial regulator of all the financial institutes like public sector bank, private sector bank, regional rural bank, cooperative bank, and all type of non-banking financial companies. Means it is the regulator for the banking functions. Those who are engaged into the banking function, RBI is the regulator for them. The main function of the RBI is to maintain the price stability and control the inflation. Always remember, RBI is always tried for the price स्टॅबिलिटी, किंमत स्थिरता ठेवणे, देशामध्ये इन्फ्लेशन होऊ न देणे, ह्याचं काम रिझर्व्ह बँक ऑफ इंडिया करत असते. इट ऑल्सो रेग्युलेट द क्रेडिट फ्लो, बिकॉज इफ देर इज नो वन कंट्रोल that we consider, there is no regulatory authority on the banking sector, you cannot do the financial transactions smoothly or the transparently. That public sector bank, commercial bank provide the too much money supply in the market, which will create the inflation, and it is hazardous for the country, and so there is requirement of the apex institute. Okay, it regulate the credit product, saving, and remittance as well. Remittance means the transfer by the e-channel. It formulate, implement, and monitor the monetary policy of the country as well. Means it is act as a regulator for the banking sector, and when it is act as a regulator of the banking sector, they should launch various policies. It should be the compulsion, or you can say it is the frame of working. It is the frame. It is the regulatory authority, and it also regulate the credit flow, because if you provide too much credit in the market, it will create the inflation. Okay, this is all about the Reserve Bank of India. Always remember, Reserve Bank of India is the apex institute or the regulatory authority for the banking sector. Now, the second part is the Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance is the central government ministry. Okay, it is concerned with the economy of India. Is serving as the Indian Treasury Department. It concerned with the taxation, financial legislation, financial institution, capital market, center and state finance, and union budget as well. The Ministry of Finance is the cadre control the authority of Indian Revenue Services as well, Indian Economic Services, Indian Cost Accountant Services, and Indian Civil Account Services. Okay, these are the related to the controlling authority related finance. Okay, it also controlled the Department of Economic Affairs, Department of Expenditure. It was a previous data, so the now you can write here the Nirmala Sitharaman is the finance minister. Okay, now we think about SEBI. SEBI, you are the student of financial market, so you should totally aware about the SEBI. SEBI is the Security Exchange Board of India. Okay, the Security Exchange Board of India is the nodal agency to regulate security market and the other related issue in the India. When you think about the other related issue like a share market मध्ये जे काही problems create होतात, it is observed by the SEBI only. SEBI is the regulatory authority. It protect the interest of the investors and safeguard their राईट्स. मेन फंक्शन. बिकॉज कसं होतं, शेअर मार्केटमध्ये जो कोण लोक पैसे गुंतवतात त्यांचे ते गुंतवतात कशा हेतून की बाबा मला वेळेवर रिटर्न्स मिळाले पाहिजेत, माझा पैसा सेफ राहिला पाहिजे, आणि हे जे काही त्यांचे इंटरेस्ट आहेत हे ना सेफगार्ड द्यायचं काम, हे त्यांचे इंटरेस्ट जपण्याचं काम सेबी करत असते. म्हणजे सेबी कंट्रोलिंग ऑथॉरिटी म्हणून सगळ्या कंपन्यांवर एक सुपरविजन करत असते की बाबा तुम्ही ज्यांच्याकडून पैसे घेतलेले आहेत ते वेळेत मिळतायत का, त्यामध्ये कुठल्या गफलती होत नाहीयेत का, हे सगळं तिथे बघितलं जातं. It promote the fair dealing by the issuers of the security and ensure the market where fund can be raised in at a relatively low cost. It is act as the controller for the financial market. Always remember, SEBI was established in the 1992 to control the financial market. Next one is the PFRDA. PFRDA is the Pension Fund Regulatory Authority of India. Guys, you know, those who are working in the government or the semi-government sector, they are liable for the pension. Okay, the Pension Regulatory Authority is related to the authority which is established in the 2003 by the Indian government. It authorized by the finance ministry as well, and it helped to promote the income security of old age by the regulating and also developing the pension fund. Those person who are get the benefit of the pension, there is regulatory authority like pension fund regulatory and development authority is there to provide the safeguard to the interest for that old age people who are getting the benefit of pension. It was established by the finance ministry. Actually, it is the subsidiary of finance ministry. This group is also protecting the interest and the safeguard of the peoples who are engaged into it. Okay, now we are thinking about IRDA. IRDA is the Insurance Regulatory Authority of India. You can say the Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India. It is the monetary, or you can say it is the apex regulatory authority for the insurance sector. It was formed by the Act of the Indian Parliament in the 1999. Do you know about the life insurance or the general insurance? Insurance means आपण बघतो बघा जीवन विमा. विमा हा एक विषय आहे आणि त्यामध्ये कसं होतं की लोक स्वतःच्या लाईफची इन फ्युचरची गॅरंटी नसल्यामुळे आता विमा उतरवतात आणि जेणेकरून बाबा माझ्या पश्चात माझ्या फॅमिलीचं काही नुकसान होऊ नये याच्यासाठी त्यांच्या बेनिफिट्सची प्रोव्हिजन आत्ताच करून ठेवतात. मग त्यामध्ये ते लोक LIC मध्ये पैसे गुंतवतात. आजकाल आफ्टर 1991 प्रायव्हेटायझेशन ऑफ द इन्शुरन्स कंपनीज आर टू बी डन. सो द प्रायव्हेट कंपन्या सुद्धा बऱ्याचशा यामध्ये एंटर झालेल्या आहेत. मग जीवन विमा बरोबरच आता हेल्थ इन्शुरन्स आलेला आहे. असे जे काही इन्शुरन्सच्या कन्सेप्ट आहेत, ह्या इन्शुरन्सला रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटी म्हणून IRDA ची स्थापना इन 1999 केलेली आहे. It is the regulator of all the private and the government insurance business as well as the public insurance business. The IRDA issue the guidelines for the various companies. आता IRDA चा जो कायदा आहे त्या कायद्यानुसारच इन्शुरन्स कंपन्यांनी वागायचं असतं. कुणाचा ते विमा उतरवू शकतात, कुणाला किती बेनिफिट देऊ शकतात, बोनसचे रेट कसे असले पाहिजेत, रेट ऑफ रिटर्न्सचे रेट कसे असले पाहिजेत, सम ॲश्युर्ड कधी द्यायची, कुठल्या केसेसमध्ये इन्शुरेबल इंटरेस्ट आहे, काय हे ज्या सगळ्या गोष्टी आहेत हळूहळू तुम्ही शिकणारच आहात. पुढे तुम्हाला सेपरेट सब्जेक्टच आहे इन्शुरन्स, परंतु याच्या फक्त इन्शुरन्स सेक्टरसाठी अपेक्स इन्स्टिट्यूट म्हणून IRDA ची स्थापना इन 1999 केलेली आहे. आणि त्याच्यानंतर आपण बघतोय FMC इज द फॉरवर्ड मार्केट कमिशन. इट इज द चीफ रेग्युलेटर ऑफ द कमोडिटी मार्केट. जसं शेअर मार्केट आहे की जिथं प्रायमरी आणि सेकंडरी मार्केट असतं, जिथं कंपन्या स्वतःचे शेअर्स इश्यू करतात, इक्विटी इश्यू करतात आणि त्यामध्ये ट्रेडिंग करतात, त्याला मॉनिटरी ऑथॉरिटी आपण सेबीची स्थापना केलेली आहे. परंतु काही कमोडिटी मार्केट असतं ज्यामध्ये गोल्ड, ऑइल, आयर्न अशांचं मार्केट ट्रेडिंग केलं जातं, तर त्याच्यासाठी फॉरवर्ड मार्केट कमिशनची स्थापना केलेली आहे. इट इज द चीफ रेग्युलेटर फॉर MCX, NCDX, NMC and UCS is nothing but the commodity market. लक्षात घ्या. It is the headquarter of the FMC is situated in the Mumbai, and it is the financial regulatory agency is working collaboration with the finance ministry. Means it is comes under the finance ministry only. The chairman of FMC is work together with the member at the same organization to meet the required end. The main aim of the body is to advise the central government in the for matter of the Forward Contract Act 1952 मीन्स कमोडिटी एक्सचेंज मध्ये जे जे काही होतंय त्याच्यासाठी रेग्युलेटरी ऑथॉरिटी म्हणून एफएमसी ची स्थापना आहे आणि शेअर मार्केटमध्ये जे काही होतंय त्याच्यासाठी सेबीची स्थापना आहे. दीज आर द सम regulatory authorities. Apart from that, NABARD is there. Apart from that, Apex Bank is we can say IFCI is there, SIDBI is there. But according to your syllabus, just you have to focus on these 5 points. One is the Reserve Bank of India. Next one is the central government, or you can say the Ministry of Finance. Next is the Security Exchange Board of India. Next one is the Pension Fund Regulatory Development of India. This slide again I shared with you because some of the students say that ma'am we can't see it properly. So I will share that PPT again to you, but just listen it carefully. Second one is the Pension Fund Regulatory and the Development Authority. Next is the IRDA. And the last one is the FMC, is the Forward Market Commission, in which market the commodities to be traded. It is the commodity exchange market where the gold, oil, steel is to be traded. That for that market only FMC is established. It is also the subsidiary of finance ministry like PFRDA, like a pension fund regulatory and development. Okay, we will stop here. I will share that notes. We will continue on the next lecture.